Alright, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Bar Times 2, and I figured what better time to showcase this than now. Last night, I had just finished the very first full season of the Fallout TV show, and if you guys know me, and you've seen my videos in the past, you know that Fallout is my favorite game series. I've loved it ever since I tried Fallout 4 for the first time 2 years after its release in 2017, played through the entire game, absolutely loved it, and since then I've completed 3 or 4 more playthroughs. Just recently, I had finished a 120-hour playthrough, which is on this save file that you guys are going to be seeing today, literally just 3 or 4 months ago. I just love this game, I love everything about it, there's so much to it, and thank you to everyone involved in making the Fallout TV show because you guys knocked it out of the park. I think I speak for every Fallout fan when I say we were all scared that it was going to be a terrible game adaptation like many have been in the past, but it was phenomenal. I loved every minute of it, and I cannot wait for Season 2. So I figured what better time to showcase my Sanctuary build in Fallout 4 than now. I was hoping today, by showing you guys my Sanctuary build, to hopefully give you guys some inspiration. I did say, before we get into it, oh, got a Brahmin in front of me. Before we get into it, I will say, this is not 100% complete. This is from my 120-hour save file, of course, but it is not 100% complete. There are still some things I'd like to add in the future. I just have not played on this file in a few months, so I kind of took a break from it to play some other games for the time being, but we will be returning back. So it's not completely finished, but I love everything I did. Building is one of my favorite things in Fallout. For these games, it is awesome. I love it, and I don't know. I just like being able to express my creativity, mess with things, and just have like that nice apocalyptic but homey feel to it. So I kind of wanted to showcase that today. A few things to also mention. This is completely vanilla Fallout 4 with DLCs. A very, very minor amount of creation kit things. And I did use one glitch. Okay, so I did use the used to play in Fallout 76, like about 800 hours in that game as well. I used the settlement glitch to where if you drop your guns on the ground and then go into build mode and you delete those guns, you will get more storage space back. So I did that a few times to up my storage space, just enough to where I could put everything in but not drop my FPS insanely. So that's why there's going to be a lot more here than you can probably normally build, but like I said, it's not completely finished, so I will be doing that in the future. There are no mods, it's completely vanilla. Just recapping here, it's completely vanilla Fallout 4 with DLCs, a few content creation packs, and obviously that one glitch we spoke of. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, might I introduce you to my Sanctuary, starring our star, Bartholomew Longfellow. Alright, so as we enter from the bridge entrance, we come to a gate, with the word Sanctuary, of course, the open sign, signifying that we are welcoming newcomers, and an arrow because we also do trade here as well. We support the Brotherhood of Steel faction and the Minutemen faction. The Brotherhood of Steel have always been my favorite faction. I'm so glad they were put into the show. We do have quite a bit of defense here as well. We've got 2 spotlights running at all times, along with a plethora of turrets surrounding. We've got our water purifiers over there in the river as well, and a nice guard tower as soon as we walk in, being manned by none other than Mr. McCready. We have a few turrets as well right here on the entrance in case anybody gets in through the gate that is unwanted. They will be pulverized on impact. Over here is McCready's quarters. I don't really need to show this at all. Like I said, it's not completely finished yet, so there's really nothing in here other than his bed. I want to do something with some of the empty houses in the future, but I built a lot of my own things, like Vitality Vault. Over here is our recreational area and our gym. So we'll hop right in here and kind of show you guys around. It's built with the greenhouse kit. And we've got a basketball goal sitting over here, as well as some basketballs to accompany it with some of the, I can't remember the names of these things, but they're the horse things, you know, for gymnastics. Plenty of, sports-related things on the wall as well. We also have a speaker and some dumbbells over here. Who pumps in the gym? It seems we have a ghost among us, but who goes for a pump in the gym without some music? So we've got some speakers on either wall, along with some actual full-on bars with plates over here as well. I've been meaning to search the wasteland for some plates, but as you guys know, like 100-pound dumbbells and stuff like that actually had like 100 carry weight, so it's kind of hard to bring them home all at once. We have our water fountains over here, the electric bikes from the vault over here, and of course just some more posters with some nice dim lighting, some fans to keep it cool, and sunlight in the night sky. Moving on, we will hop down the street. I also opted for the transformers. I know a lot of people don't like wires, wire management and such, but I just don't like, you know, having to tuck everything in. It requires a lot more build limit, and I think it makes it look more natural when you can see wires everywhere. I think it makes it look cooler and more apocalyptic. So I decided to go with it regardless. Again, another house we have not finished, so we will avoid that one for now, as well as this one over here. These two houses are unfurnished. There's nothing really going on. We do have a gate over here blocking the vault entrance because raiders and other people not allowed to be in here tend to try to break in, which is why we have this over here. We also have the police station right here with our main man Sturgis guarding on watch at all times. So up here, he has actually got his own little guard post. How you doing, Sturgis? With a turret overlooking as well. We have patched up all the fences in the back here to make sure that there are 0 openings to get in anywhere. I spent a lot of time doing that. Normally, I don't like deleting the fences because I think it adds another layer to the backyards, because a lot of people don't use the backyards for building anything. I'd like to do it in the future, but I just genuinely don't know what I can put back here. So I've kind of just left it empty, the nice little gathering area, or just, you know, just do a little sprint or jog around the entire cul-de-sac, right? As I said, this is the police station. All newcomers have to come through here, get deratted, right? And then apply for their citizenship here, right? Or just to get a home. Over here, we did catch one of the raiders trying to break in. And we have them pinned over here just so, you know, we ward off any would-be thieves, assailants, and whatnot. So if you want to come in and try to fuck with us, you will end up here. The police station is not completely finished, but I did work on it quite a bit. Obviously, we have our little desk in here for interviews and whatnot. Little tiny kitchen that still needs to be more refurbished, but you know what I mean. Not much furniture in there. We have the bed for the sheriff, or our guard, Mr. Sturgis, and we also have our little jail cell here. So, do bad things, you go here for a little while. Moving forward, one of my favorite places of my entire sanctuary build is our 3-shop stop, which includes Protec, Cuts, and Heavy Metal. We will start with Heavy Metal over here. This is our armor shop. Got the Mechanist armor sitting outside. Some robot armor sitting in here with a few helmets on display. Some of the cool ones I could find. Need to add some things to the shelves, but we've got quite a bit here. Unfortunately, our armor seems to be taking a stroll around the complex right now, so he's not available, but I'm sure he'll turn up in due time, which is pretty early. I think it's 10 a.m. We also have our salon over here in our little boxcar. I don't know why he keeps opening these doors, but this was a nice addition as well, I feel. I did want to go ahead, and I did add a broom so we can clean up after all, you know, the hair and whatnot. We also have pictures to, you know, choose what styles. Unfortunately, he only does 2 types of cuts, as you can see, and he's actually rocking one of them. I'm kidding, of course, but I do want to add some, like, scissors and, you know, more cleaning utensils over here in the future. But for now, like I said, that's all we got. I haven't gotten to many of the finer details. Moving over to Protec, my favorite gun, or my favorite shop in the whole place. Oh, which I forgot to mention, Heavy Metal. All these places actually do have... I'll just show you in a minute. They actually do have their own quarters, but except for Cuts, wasn't big enough. But Protec is our gun shop, and unfortunately he's not over here as well. I don't know where all my settlers are today. They're kind of just like roaming around, I think. But we got many weapons for display on the wall. Some of these are legendaries, of course. But I decided to turn off my HUD for a more, you know, immersive experience for you guys. We have a rocket launcher behind this locked case, and many other weapons, explosives, and anything you need to survive in the wasteland. And I'll show you their quarters as well. So here's his quarters again, not furnished or anything like that, but you have a nice little sidewalk. You get to the back of Heavy Metal as well. for their nice, cozy little room. I just decided to opt for an implementation of kind of how many of the Fallout cities in-game are. A lot of the shops actually live in their shop or in the back of their shop. So I decided to kind of go through that route rather than make like a whole quarters area, because I normally do that in all of my builds and I just don't think it works out all that well. All the settlers tend to stay in one place, and it just makes things too clustery, you know what I mean? But over here we've got our beautiful dog meat outfitted in armor as well, which I forgot to mention. Our companion is the beautiful Kate, of course. Love Kate, one of the best companions. Cannot tell me otherwise. But here in our player home, which I forgot to mention, it does say bar on the outside. We've got quite a few things. Some things over here, of course, just kind of relating to our progression, and of course, just a few other cool things. We've got Dance's cap here, of course. Transmitter, his tags, synth component, and the San Francisco sunlights, I think they were. Sorry, it's been a while. As well as a preserved camera. I like to collect all the cool junk and stuff that I can find in the world. Actually sitting over here on our brand new sofas that we stole from our furniture store. We also used one of the creation kit refrigerators. It doesn't quite fit fully in, but it fits in well enough to where if you just look at it from a glance, it actually looks pretty good. And it's also fully furnished and acts as a storage unit. We do have some of our cooking utensils as well sitting over here. As we go in here, we do have our Mr. Handy box. I went ahead and kept Sean's crib, of course, because for the memories. We have our washer and dryer that don't work. Also use this storage. Our nice little bathroom. Of course, the plumbing is a little iffy. And then we have one of my favorite rooms in the house, bedroom. Composing of some of my favorite weapons that I've found from rare quests, some of the weapons that I've used for most of my playthrough, and then just ended up trading for better ones. And I just decided to display those. So I love the combat rifle. It's one of my favorite rifles in games. I typically go for a heavy build, but for this playthrough, I actually decided to go more rifles. Semi-automatic to be precise, but we have some cool hats here. I have all of my belongings stuffed in here as well. We've got some holotape games hanging out on the TV stand. Some more cool helmets with some Creation Club skins. All of my weapons are in these chests. Unstoppable posters. A little painting that just says home to make it feel a little more homey in here. And then we have the Vault 111 numbers on the mountain to signify, you know, obviously, remember our story. We'll remember where it began and where we came from. Some more weapons as well on the walls. Got some junk storage over here as well for cool junk items. And then we have even more cool weapons. Sorry, there are people weed eating and mowing the grass outside of my apartment, so I figured I'd cut the recording and save you guys the earache and headache. But I do have some really cool weapons over here I decided to keep that were really cool melee weapons. I would love to make a melee build in this game. I use them sometimes, but not near often enough. I think that might be my next playthrough, I feel. While we're here, discussing weapons and builds, what is your guys' preferred build to go with in this game? I'll go ahead and show you my character's stats on this one. Why not, right? I typically like going for a high strength, high charisma build, and then eventually just work on my intelligence, agility, and endurance. I've never been much for perception. I do like that, but I honestly prefer not to use it, if I'm being completely honest. And I never really go for many luck, but I typically like going for high damage builds, I guess, with high charisma as well, like I said, because I do like using dialogue checks. I think it's the best part of these games, being able to say things with certain perks that you couldn't say before having them, or certain special points, and I think that's just the beauty of this game. I'll scroll through all of my perks as well, but let me know, like I said, what your guys' favorite builds are in Fallout. I need some more ideas, because all I do is heavy weapons and charisma most of the time. But over here, moving on to my favorite room in the house, actually. I don't know, I really like the bedroom, but unfortunately some of the things that I did put in here due to, you know, all its little buggy mechanics, some of them have fallen through, so unfortunately you cannot see everything that I did put in here. But these are all my cool junk items I like to collect. My bobbleheads, rare items that I find around the world, and some rare costumes as well. So we used to have this box full of toys. This box was full of stuffed animals. We're missing one, I believe. like some of the souvenirs and stuff. We have a Nuka-Cola bowl in here. All of our magazines that we've collected so far, with the exception of a few I couldn't fit on these shelves, our Minutemen General outfit, the Grognak outfit with, I can't remember what the head of this is, but it was just funny regardless, and of course the legendary Silver Shroud. So I just figured I'd make a mini museum of my own home, kind of documenting all the cool things that I found in the world, you know, like a little hoarder stash. I'm a hoarder, okay? I like finding cool things and keeping them just for me. We do have our little scavenger robot set up out here. I might honestly just move this somewhere else. I just thought it was kind of cool to place here because all of these awnings and like little garages we don't really have much use for. I'll kind of explain more upon that, but now we'll move over to the little hangout spot where everybody typically just comes to hang out. So normally I use this as a crafting area for most of my playthroughs, but for this playthrough I decided to do something different. Again, make it a little hangout spot, camp out, because this is where most of the settlers do reside. Preston, June, Sturgis, all of them typically reside over here just because they're like anchor points or anchored to this house because this is where they're constantly building upon. We have a scavenger station over here. Again, this place isn't fully furnished either, but I do love it. Everybody tends to just collect here. So there's not much, like I said. We still need to figure something out here, but it's going to be more of our like lounging area. And before we move on to the next place, I did just kind of want to show you guys my massive nuclear generator, which I had to, I wanted to cover up because it's obviously very vulnerable to attacks. This is kind of where most of the raiders and gangs try to destroy the most. And it's very expensive to build with materials. It's very material expensive. So I just wanted to cover it up the best I could, put a nice big transformer on it, and then lead all of the power outwards that way. But moving on, like I said, here's everybody right now building things, right? Moving on. We have another one of my favorite places, Scrap-On. Now, you guys know me, I'm a car guy. Love working on cars. This is just wordplay with Snap-on, right? And there's a reason for that. So on the right side over here, we have our massive crafting area with all of the Nuka-Cola things as well that we can craft. All of our cool things, components, some toolboxes, etc. And on the left side, we have our power armor station, as well as some of the cool power armors that we have collected. Some Raider armor, some spare chassis. It's honestly my goal. Like I said, I'm a big collector. I love collecting things in these games. It's one of my favorite aspects of it. So I try to collect everything that I can and just kind of go from there. We do have the jetpack as well. Sorry to flex. And then we also have all of our cool stuff outside. Some cool armor that I found. Just some like cool little outfits I threw together. Some really cool stuff that, you know, I've collected. Like I said, just some cool outfits. I'm going to showcase all of them to you real quick. Again, a lot of these are actually from DLCs. Back of the jackets here. Adam Katz, baby, yes sir. And like I said, just all the cool armors that I found that I really, really enjoy. And on the left side, of course, we have all the cool power armors that I found that I really enjoy. The comic, or Adam Katz, like I said. And I will say, before we go any further, I don't have the Nuka-Cola Quantum Power Armor yet, okay? I finished all the DLCs but Nuka World. I saved it for last. It's one of my favorites. I know a lot of people hate it. I don't care. I saved it for last, so I haven't fully completed it yet, but we will add that to the collection soon. So yeah, a few of these, like I said, do have creation kit, or the Creation Club, like paint kits on them. I just thought it was cool. We've got a Vim one. Oh, we've got two Vim ones and a Broxo one. I honestly didn't know that these were in the game because this is the first playthrough I've actually played other DLCs other than Nuka World. I never really gave the other ones a chance, so I was very surprised on how good a lot of them actually are. I gave Nuka World a little too much credit. Some of the other DLCs are a little bit better, but this house, of course, is unfurnished as well. Like I said, it's really hard to build in these. I'm just trying to figure out a way. Right now, it's just kind of where other people are living. I typically put 2 beds in each house and just kind of have somewhere for them to all disperse out to. Another one of my favorite places here is Cap Corner. Now, I actually did quite a bit of very detailed building in this place. We've got a truckload of vault shipments, of course, and it only makes sense this is here because the vault is right there. So I kind of took this as, hey, a vault rep lives here. There was a truck drop off that right before the war that had happened, and he left all of his supplies in here, and it had been untouched. So our lovely shop manager here managed to come in and break open this door, get most of the containers, and that's why he is doing so well. He is actually a railroad supporter, but that's okay. Like I said, even though we are in the Brotherhood, this is a sanctuary. We accept everybody in here, so there's no reason to want to hurt him. But as we go in, this is a very, very detailed shop. I love just how much I was able to actually do with it. Again, some of the things have fallen off because you know how Bethesda games are, especially Fallout 4. There is a few glitches every once in a while when you place items on shelves. Sometimes they'll fall through the map, disappear, that kind of thing. So this was all of our electrical components. We have some fresh food from the river, a couple of fish, you know, a little baby mirelurk, and things of that nature. Bloody shopping cart if you need to pick up your fish, other meats, and throw it in here. Of course, it's not sanitary, but what is in this world? We've got our candy and food. We've got our little shopping basket if you prefer to use that instead for the smaller items. I want to put all the Nuka-Colas up here eventually. We got Deezer's lemonade, some emergency drinking water, just some food and snacks for your journey. And then we also have a bunch of junk items and stuff like that he sells, as well as some more delicacies, right? I did have some things in these displays as well, but as I'd said, some of them had fallen through the world and just went into the black hole. So, but here's our beautiful shop manager. He's our only ghoul in the settlement, actually. I'd actually like to find more of them that can come in. I need to find the Vault-Tec rep. That's actually who I wanted to man the store, because it makes sense, right? I used some Creation Club lockers to fill up these empty rooms, because I felt like there wasn't much I could do with them anyways, because there's some stuff in there, and also some of these little holes, so it just kind of looks like more storage. He's got his bathroom in here, his bedroom in here, and a bunch more storage in here that he's retrieved from outside. So yeah, another one of my favorite locations. And now we will move on to my favorite 3. No, I'm just kidding. Everything can't be my favorite, but I just love this build so much. So we're going to move on to the circle here. All right, so as we were walking up on a Fusion Flask here, our bar and tavern, we have stumbled upon seeing our weaponsmith shopkeeper, who is apparently taking a break to enjoy life over here. You know, get a little drunk, have some fun. But of course, it has Nuka-Cola, Vim, liqueur, and food as well in here. So we've got our own little, you know, restaurant / tavern. Have some fun and enjoy a good time. And we've got our barkeep here, as well as our drink makers.
Need to get back to Diamond City one of these.
So again, I had a bunch of liquor bottles over here stacked up, but you might actually see some of them glitched into the ground over here, maybe. But we were actually able to keep the food in here, so that works out, right? We had a bunch of beer and stuff. That's why everything's kind of just like scattered around. Oh, there is one of the liquor bottles right there that fell through the countertop. But I love it. I think it's just a really fun little addition to this place. Funnily enough, a lot of settlers actually come over here, especially to just grab some drinks from the Vault-Tec drink dispenser, which is honestly such a great addition to this build. It's honestly a really good DLC that's underrated, to be completely honest. But I think it's a really great, just a little, you know, place to kind of, you know, sit down, relax, have a good time. Nice and fun here, and there's just a lot going on. It's the most, I think it's the best lit place. Kind of nice and beautiful lights. It's not too much. It's just dim lit, smoke in the air, scent of beer and rad scorpion eggs. You know, we've got our nice little bathroom in here, which is actually looking like it's the best looking bathroom in the entire place, or the entire sanctuary. We do have his bedroom for him and his wife. Of course, he is the bartender / chef, and she is the barkeep and the drink lady, right? Bartender. And in the back, of course, we do have our massive farm, which most of the settlers that just don't know what to do come out here and work on getting the crops harvested. So we have a bunch of potato plants. It's one of our main sources of food, along with some carrots, some pumpkins, and that's pretty much it. We do have our water out here as well to water them, and that's pretty much it. Potatoes are our main food source here, other than the fish from the water. As we walked by it, I figured why not mention this as well. This is another one of our big guard towers. Nobody really stands guard here. Preston does sometimes. But this is mostly just to ward off anybody that could be coming from that side, because that side is really hard to block off with any building materials. So the only time we ever really do get raided, they normally just come straight through here and then just get absolutely obliterated by the turrets that are set up over here. And of course, we've got these construction spotlights to just constantly be shining down on them. Yeah, another one of my favorite little places. And here's our armor smith. Well, what's he doing out of here? He was also taking a little stroll around the city, I guess. Now we have another pun, of course. Waste Not, A-N-O-T, is our clothing store. I just really like having some fun ideas with the names. I think, the little puns make it just that much more memorable. We've got our clothing store over here. Oh, he's actually here today. Normally this guy is never here. He just likes wandering around the city, but we do have some caps and whatnot everywhere hanging around. We've got some hides and stuff like that. Like I said, he does make his own clothing, and just finds them in the wasteland, which is why he's probably never here. He's always either gathering supplies to make clothing or just finding some. And we've got a few of his wares over here. Again, this place is not fully furnished yet either, but I actually really do like the look and feel of it. Nice little place. And he's got his own little bedroom here as well. I wanted to make a dressing room, but there's just not much room here. So I kind of just wanted to keep it small and simple. Mr. Longfellow's over there singing a song, so we'll leave him be. But coming to our last location, we have Painkillers. This is our little hospital slash drugstore on the corner here. Just don't pay any mind to the blood and guts in the shopping cart outside. But we have all of our wares: Stealth Boys, Mentats, Gumdrops, Radaways, Glowing Rads, Buff Out, Buff Tats, Radex, anything you could want, even some Jet Stimbaks as well, you can get here. Got our little clinic nurse over here, taking in patients and doing minor things, checking temperatures, just the small things that need to be cured. We have our waiting room, of course. Taking your medication today. And over here, again, we have some of our patients' bedding for the people that need to stay a little bit longer. They've lost a limb, they have rad sickness, stuff of that sort. And for the really, really bad people, and I don't mean bad as in, bad, but like the worse off people, we do have... No. We do have our surgery room. And this is also where we do eye exams as well. But our surgery room is, like I said, for the people like this poor fella. Who I was able to actually move his skeleton in here from, I think, another room in the house by holding an object on the ground and just pushing him around. So there's a fun little, I wouldn't say glitch, but a fun little mechanic for you to do when building. And you have things in the way like this, you make it work out. So I put him in here. And it's a little grim reminder that, even though he's a really good doctor, not all the patients make it. And these are just organs used for testing, scientific things, or even just some extra blood that some of the patients might need from all the blood loss. Huh? We've got, of course, a little bit of medical supplies in here, but I do want to add some things to it as well. But yeah, that is essentially the entire camp. So I hope you guys did enjoy this beautiful look at my build of Sanctuary. Like I said, it is such a massive place to build on that it's honestly kind of hard to fill out all of the little things. And I've spent a lot of time on just the minute details of a lot of these places to make it feel more homey, lived in, and just fun. So without fully modding the game, which I didn't really want to do because I do like vanilla playthroughs. Don't get me wrong, Fallout mods are fucking insane and add so much depth to the game, but this was my vanilla playthrough, so I wanted to keep it pure. And I think this is one of the best ways to do it. So I really enjoyed again, the Fallout TV show. It's inspired me to play again and finally come back to fully completing my build of Sanctuary. So I figured, why not showcase what it looks like as of now, right? Give you guys some build inspiration and help more people get into the series because I think it's really, really good. And it's such a good game and such a good community behind it. Fallout 76 included. It's came so far. I just haven't played in a long time because, like I said, I have like almost 1,000 hours played, and there's not really much more for me to do in that game. But that's the best part about these games. There's just so much to do, and what feels like so little time. You're constantly doing things. There'd be building more quests, making friends, crafting armor, cultivating farms. Whatever it may be. Choice is kind of yours. So I hope you guys did enjoy. With that, anyway, bar times 2. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.